So you just bought a new car. You're excited. You've got the keys, the paperwork is signed, and the open road is calling your name. But wait, before you punch the gas and cruise into the sunset, there's something most people skip: learning what all those mysterious buttons on your dashboard actually do. Yes, we know it's tempting to ignore them, but understanding what each button does can save you from frustration and maybe even prevent an accident. So today on Cars Fuse, we're diving deep into the 10 most common car buttons and what they actually do. 1. Traction control button. Let's kick it off with a button you've probably seen but never dared to touch: the traction control button. It usually looks like a little car with wavy lines behind it. Seems harmless, right? Well, not so fast. Traction control is a critical safety system that helps prevent your wheels from spinning out on slippery roads. If one wheel starts slipping, say on ice or rain, the system will cut power to that wheel and help your car regain grip. Now here's the deal: traction control is always on by default, and for good reason. Turning it off is not recommended for everyday driving. However, if you're stuck in mud or snow, disabling it might help you rock the car free. But remember, once you're out of that slippery situation, turn it back on. Because trust me, you don't want to find out what fishtailing at 40 miles per hour feels like. 2. Lane departure warning. Lane keep assist button. Next up, lane departure warning, sometimes paired with lane keep assist. These features are the digital equivalent of a slap on the wrist. If you start drifting out of your lane without signaling, your car gives you a warning, maybe a beep, a flashing icon, or even a slight vibration in the steering wheel. That's lane departure warning. Lane keep assist takes it a step further. It gently nudges the steering wheel to help keep you centered. It's great for long road trips or sleepy Monday morning commutes. But here's the twist: these systems aren't perfect. Sun glare, faded road lines, heavy rain, these all confuse the system. And sometimes you just need to change lanes without getting buzzed like you're in a game show. Most cars let you disable this with a button that looks like a car between two lane lines, usually found on the steering wheel or dash. Just don't forget to re-enable it later. It could save your life. Number 3 is the classic cruise control. It's been around since the 1940s. That's right. Before seatbelts were mandatory, we had cruise control. The idea is simple: set a speed, and your car maintains it without you touching the gas pedal. It's perfect for highway driving, saving your ankle on those long hauls. Modern cars take it further with adaptive cruise control. This system not only keeps your speed steady, but also adjusts it based on the traffic ahead, slowing down and speeding up as needed. Cruise control buttons are usually on your steering wheel. Look for icons like a speedometer with an arrow, or simple text like set, res, or cancel. Once you try it, you'll never want to go back to old school foot pumping again. 4. Voice command button. Now let's talk about the voice command button, the car's answer to Siri or Alexa. Usually marked with a microphone symbol or sound wave icon, this button lets you talk to your car. Literally. Press it and say things like "call mom," "navigate to Starbucks," or "play some jazz."
Set temperature to 68 degrees.
Setting temperature to 68 degrees.
Some systems require you to connect your phone via Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Others, like BMW, let you speak directly. Just say "Hey BMW," and it's all ears.
Hey BMW, drive me to the airport.
The intelligent voice assistant understands natural speech.
Not every system is perfect. Some voice assistants are, let's just say, a little hard of hearing. But once you get used to it, it becomes second nature. Bonus: on some cars, this same button can answer calls, cancel voice prompts, or even trigger a digital assistant from your phone. 5. Snowflake button. Not every car comes with a dedicated snowflake button. Some simply have a button labeled AC, but both serve the same purpose: activating the car's air conditioning compressor. When this compressor kicks in, it helps circulate cool air throughout the cabin, working alongside the fans, which operate independently. While using the AC can slightly reduce your fuel economy, it's still the most effective way to stay comfortable during hot weather. Ford explains that on highways, it's actually more fuel efficient to keep the windows up and the AC on. That's because the aerodynamic drag from open windows can use more fuel than the AC does. However, at lower speeds in city or suburban driving, rolling down the windows and leaving the AC off is typically the better choice for fuel savings. Keep in mind, in many vehicles, the AC setting doesn't reset automatically after restarting the car. So, if you want it off, you'll need to press the button manually. And if the air conditioning isn't blowing cold when it's turned on, your system might need a refrigerant recharge, or there could be an issue with a component like the compressor or a sensor. In either case, it's worth having a technician take a look. 6. Rear window defroster button. Next up, the rear window defroster. You'll recognize this button by its icon, a window with squiggly arrows pointing up. Pressing it sends electrical current through embedded lines in your rear window, melting frost and clearing condensation. In cold climates, this button is your best friend. And most cars turn it off automatically after a few minutes, so you don't have to babysit it. If your rear window takes forever to defrost, those little wires might be damaged, especially if someone was aggressive with a scraper. Be gentle next time. 7. Auto climate control button. Ever wanted your car to feel like a cozy, climate-controlled spa? That's where the auto climate button comes in. Hit auto, set your desired temperature, and the system does the rest. It adjusts fan speed, air direction, and even toggles the AC on or off, all automatically. Got a fancy car? You might have dual or tri-zone climate control. That means everyone gets their own temperature preferences, because apparently 72 degrees Fahrenheit means different things to different people. Look for a sync button to unify all zones if the driver wants to reign supreme again. 8. Sport mode button. Feeling fast and furious? Hit the sport button. Sport mode sharpens throttle response, stiffens the steering, and in some cases, firms up the suspension. It makes your car feel more responsive, even if it doesn't actually make it faster. This is the button you hit when you're merging onto the freeway, carving up a canyon road. Just want to feel like you're driving a performance machine. Just remember, more performance often means more fuel consumption. If you're trying to save gas, maybe skip the sport mode and try. Eco mode often comes hand in hand with sport mode, but it does the exact opposite. While sport mode boosts performance and responsiveness, usually at the expense of fuel economy, eco mode is all about conserving fuel. It typically limits the engine's power to maximize efficiency. In some vehicles, multiple driving modes are available, but there might not be a dedicated button for each one. Instead, drivers can switch modes using a touchscreen interface, a rotary dial, or another type of physical control. 9. Hazard light button. Yes, the big red triangle. The hazard light button. Possibly the most dramatic button in your car, and one of the most important in emergencies. Pressing this activates all 4 turn signals at once, flashing rapidly. It's the universal symbol that says, hey, something's wrong here. You should use it when you're stopped on the side of the road, broken down, or involved in an accident. Also, if you're driving very slowly due to an emergency or a sudden mechanical issue, turning it on alerts drivers behind you that something's not right. But don't abuse it. Hazard lights aren't meant for double parking while you run inside for coffee. And no, they don't give you VIP parking privileges. Also, pro tip, if you're driving in heavy fog or torrential rain and can't see more than a few feet ahead, hazard lights can make your car more visible. Just check your local laws, because in some places, it's illegal to drive with them on unless you're completely stopped. You'll usually find this button in the center of the dash front and center, often glowing red even when the car is off. Why? Because it's that important. 10. Recirculation button. Last but not least, the recirculation button. This little guy controls whether your car pulls in fresh outside air or recycles the air already inside. When you're driving through smoke, heavy traffic, or behind a dump truck, hit this button to avoid nasty smells and pollutants. But if you're driving for a long time with this on, especially in humid weather, you might fog up the windows or trap stale air. Some climate control systems automatically manage recirculation, but it's still good to know when to use it manually. And that's it, 10 common car buttons explained. Whether you're new to driving or have been on the road for years, knowing what these buttons do can make your drive easier and more comfortable. Is there a button we didn't cover that still confuses you? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video from Cars Fuse. Thanks for watching, drive safe, stay curious, and don't ignore those buttons.